Sean, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We've been talking about adjusting lighting in our videos for Zoom. It's a whole new world. But you've been locked in your bedsit for the last while.
Yeah, I wouldn't say locked. I don't know. Well, like I suppose I have been drunk a lot, but I've been able to leave to drink responsibly. Yeah, no, I've been stuck in a kind of in a very small space for the past couple of months. It's been madness. It's been really good, but also awful. So
It must be a really surreal time because I guess with the success of Normal People, we'll know you from the bright lights of Fair City, but since the end of April, Normal People has really exploded for you. We'll know you as Eric, Connell's best buddy in Normal People.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I haven't gotten stoned or like insulted yet on the streets. I think the masks are really helping. But the reaction in this kind of like imaginary digital world has been amazing. And then in real life, it's just been business as usual, sort of. But if you get my drift, like there's been no, I suppose like Paul has had this thing where he was snapped like topless with a chain running around. Um, so I suppose his life has changed like that, but luckily for me, I get to just drift in a few episodes, be a horrible human, and then drift away.
So you haven't been stopped, you haven't been recognized.
No, I haven't tried not to go out too much, and if I have been going out, as I said, like I'm kind of wearing a mask in public spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I've gotten like really ignorant, I haven't noticed it. No, I could have been just ignoring everyone. But no, it's been delightful, actually.
I mean, is it really surreal trying to take in the fact that, like, in the first week on the BBC iPlayer, there were like 16.2 million views?
I know, and it's been weird to hear all these kind of figures going around. I think it was the BBC's biggest ever opening. RTE have said there's been a couple of million, 3 million streams, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the reaction has just been so like it's just baffling to us all. Like not baffling, but we're bowled over by it. You get this feeling when you have such a cool and amazing group of people around you and such good source material. You get the feeling on set when things are going well, but sometimes that doesn't translate. So to have gotten the reaction that we're getting on top of having the absolute crack last year. Actually, yesterday was the year anniversary since we started shooting. First day of shooting was yesterday, 1 year ago.
Wow.
And what a different summer, you know.
You probably knew, I mean, with Sally Rooney's book being so successful, you probably thought, oh, this is a winner. But did you ever see it kind of going to this big and having the likes of James Corden and Kourtney Kardashian all praising the series?
I don't think anyone could have predicted just how relevant Normal People would have been. It's hard to say. I've been kind of mulling it over and going, the greatest fantasy now that we're watching is like human interactions and people touching hands and having intimate moments. And I not to keep bringing it back to this situation that we're in, but I think that's fantasy for us now. And I think it's so cool to see people really vibing with honesty, openness, vulnerability. I think it's been a really amazing shift,
Mm-hmm. People are really hungry for more. They want to see a second series. Have you any insight on it for us?
I can tell you nothing, and that's literally because I know nothing. I'm not high up enough in the pecking order to be privy to any of that sort of stuff. I think I could make I think you could make an educated guess and go, the reaction's been amazing. The story is so open-ended, man. I had the hardback and it gave you maybe 6 extra blank pages at the back. So every single time I read the book 8 to 10 times, every single time I got to the end, I was like, oh, I just kept forgetting it was going to end there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, listen, season 2 would be great. Normal Eric, season 2. Hopefully that's a thing.
You want to see your character grow up a little bit?
Yeah, I in my head, he he cops on in college when he has to, like Connell, be outside of this friend group. And it's weird. It's weird looking back on episode 10 that aired last week, where the funeral. It's weird seeing how the two of them have changed and reacted during their time apart. Um, and I didn't do this consciously at all. I consciously made this decision. But Eric seems to have grown up a bit more, and kind of reacted a bit more maturely, or he seems to have matured a bit more than Connell in those intervening years, just in terms of being able to be around people and, not to have to take things quite as rigidly as Connell does.
What's the vibe like on your WhatsApp group?
It's cooling down now. I mean, we kind of, everyone from production to producers to like cast and crew are all on it, and we'll all link each other to things that we found that we think are funny or that we think is just gas. Initially, it was just like minds being blown, be like, can you believe this thing has happened? Oh my god, they said this. And it was just everyone just reacting in shock, and there was a huge outpouring of love for everyone as well, because obviously the last time we saw each other was the rap party at the end of shooting. So it's been so long since we've seen each other. And then what was kind of incredible was that I suppose most of the cast, we never got to see any of the scenes or episodes until the audience got to see them. And so I suppose I'm in this weirdly privileged position where I can talk about my experience filming it, and also talk about how amazing I think the show is, because there was so much of the show I wasn't involved in or with, that I had no clue was going on or was going to happen. So I'm kind of stuck in limbo, where I'm really admiring this fantastic piece of Irish television that shows a modern day Ireland for the first time. I think the only time I can ever think of it being properly represented, and all these amazing Irish artists like Uli and Alex Gach and Nilo and all these people, like to show a modern day Ireland as just this normal place that isn't all, oh, just it'd be grand there now to be having the potatoes of a Monday morning, to be able to see Ireland just as an actual happening modern day place.
And Sean, I guess from the kind of, I suppose the serious element of it, there's been a great bit of fun come out of it as well. Like an Instagram for Connell's Chain, like 175,000 followers. I think the sales of O'Neill's GA shorts are now through the roof.
Can I just say, I'm calling it, man. The next fashion fad is, do you remember, was it the O'Neill's tracksuit bottoms that could zip all the way up to the thigh?
Oh yeah, there were ones.
Yeah. I'm calling it, man, and it's just going to be like flapping. They're going to be flapping in the wind. Loads of accidents on bicycles. New fashion item. I'd say O'Neill's are delighted.
Wearing them now and get pictured.
Yeah, I don't think there's been no one camping around where I live, but yeah. Excuse me, I'm stepping out now because I'm going to take a shot. Yeah, it's. I mean, for all of the seriousness that seemed like only Ireland was experiencing in terms of this the kind of backlash about the sexual nature of the scenes. We had so much fun making this thing. It was to think about it now, it was like a dream. It was like a fantasy, because usually you're meant to say this as a rule. I genuinely mean this, that it was the most amazing, kind, warm working environment that you could ever hope to work in. And that was only the brief amount of time that I worked there. So now to see the success, and particularly for your friends, like Paul and like Daisy, to see them being catapulted into this, like, not a different league, like a different dimension. I'm just so, it's amazing. I'm so happy to see your friends just suddenly go like, goodbye now, poof, and they're gone. Amazing.
It is incredible, and we're all hopeful for a second series. Sean, it's been absolutely brilliant to talk to you.
Class. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And you have to hit us up now with the first scoop when they announce the second series.
You have my Zoom, and it's always open to you.
And you can invest now in those O'Neill zipper pants as well.
Oh, listen, I have them there. I'm actually going to start selling them. So if any of your listeners want, call 08.
Well, look, it was an absolute pleasure, Sean. Have a great one.
You have a lovely day as well. Thanks a
Thanks a
million.
minute.